laziness is a big nigga tendency.
I think a lot of people be lazy.
Not following through, procrastination is a big nigga tendency, and lateness. Those are my top three nigga tendencies. Niggas not only be late, but niggas procrastinate on shit. I mean, I think niggas
always want something for free.
Myself too. By the time they hear this episode, they gonna be like, "Hey, Riker, why did it take a week for us to get
to the Super Bowl episode?
Whatever. Why did it take 2 weeks to get to the Super Bowl episode?" It's like
we're probably about basketball.
See, what happened was, and that's like a favorite nigga thing. But at the same time, starting off with the one on the top, like niggas do that also as well all the time. Like it's just lazy niggas just doing lazy stuff. So we oftentimes be lazy, we procrastinate, and we late. The top 3 things that are good about niggas, and I know you didn't ask for this one, I'll give it to you, is that niggas are the most resourceful people on the planet. A nigga can figure out how to do a barbecue with $100 and 3 crackheads.
Hot dog hamburgers and that big old thing of chicken.
Exactly.
What's that
niggas are super resourceful. Niggas don't stand for getting cheated. And that's something that oftentimes a lot of people, other races, be like, well, they said whatever. Niggas gonna go up there, you gave my baby what? Who? Where? They'll go up there and they'll hit your ass. And then the last one is they my people. Like niggas, regardless of the fact that they may not do everything the right way, niggas is my people. Everybody got a little nigga in them, and you gotta look out for niggas. Again, don't be one with the niggas, because if you stay in there, niggas will bleed you dry. But you look out for them. Like if you can, get like Medicaid, Medicare for all, that'll benefit niggas in the long run, because niggas often get sick, and maybe that'll let old niggas get, some antidepressants, because a lot of these old niggas be depressed and they just don't realize.
The antidepressants make it worse, man.
Man, nah, the antidepressants make it better.
They make you worse. Them shits have suicidal tendencies in them.
Not all of them.
Shit, majority?
No. The people who commit suicide are the ones who generally go off the meds. And also anxiety medicine too, because a lot of times it's the anxiety that leads you to the depression. So if you cure the anxiety, you won't be depressed. And if you don't get to be depressed, you won't kill yourself. Like, Drake is the greatest rapper of all time.
This is all on you.
Oh, this is all on me? All me for real? Do that in there, because you set me up for it. All right, so earlier this week, the company man came out with a controversial topic where he said that Drake is the greatest rapper of all time. Now, do I think this is true? No. I think the greatest rapper of all time will forever be, more than likely, Nas, Jay-Z, Andre 3 Stacks.
Why do people give Nas that credit?
Because his first 4 albums were so great.
No, Nostradamus was not great.
Nostradamus was great, and you take your bullshit away.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was his first quote-unquote commercial album, and it was trash.
It did very well. Uchi Wally Wally, Uchi Bang Bang.
That wasn't Nostradamus.
I know that wasn't. I'm just fucking with you.
The only song on there that people remember is If I Ruled the World. No, I think you owe me something. And that song was whack.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about, yeah.
But I remember the song he had with the Jingle Bell scene. But yeah, yeah. I got another topic in music, but we can keep finishing this bullshit about him saying Drake is the greatest because he bounced back.
Well, you ruined the punchline, but you're not wrong. So the reason that people are saying that Drake is the greatest is because he has probably the greatest bounce back game in all of hip hop. All the things that probably should have been in his career, from getting punched in the face by Diddy to just getting destroyed on the story of Adidon to just, niggas always trying to take a part of his pie and a piece of it and calling him shit, hasn't really fazed him. He always bounces back harder, comes back with hits, and if Drake is on your song, it's a commercial hit. I feel like on some levels, that makes him a contender for greatest rapper of all time, even though I think he falls short because Drake, as one of the biggest knocks against him, never raps in third person. He only talks about Drake. Drake is also probably one of the more selfish rappers of all time if we're going based on that, because in order for you to be like a truly great rapper, like the things that Pac did, Biggie, even Kendrick Lamar, is that they had songs that also talked about other people and things you shouldn't do and why these things are bad. And Drake really doesn't have that. But I think that those who are saying Drake is the greatest rapper of all time, or at least proposing it, they're not bad. They have a decent argument. I feel like it falls flat, but I think if we're talking about commercial sales, he might be one of the most commercially viable rappers of all time.
And that's why I think he didn't fall back, because the shit that niggas respect don't matter in the industry, because his fans are white.
To be honest, his fans are white. Now, does that stand as a knock against him or one for him?
It depends on how you look at rap music. Do you think white people have taken over?
I feel like to a certain extent, after Post Malone era, yeah.
Yeah, then it is. Depends on where you stand. I never could like a rapper who ain't from the hood, personally. And that sounds weird because it's all about the struggle and the come up, and I like that.
What about Soulja Boy? Arguably from the
Drake.
Exactly. Drake. But arguably Soulja Boy is kind of from the hood, but kind of not.
He's not from the hood whatsoever.
Soulja Boy?
He's like IHOP. If you
Didn't he say he was from?
He said he was from everywhere.
You say he was from a lot of places.
Yeah, he was from a ton of places in that interview. He was from everywhere.
Like, nigga in the military?
I think it might have been a military brat living in the military trap.
I think
which isn't really a trap.
Remember, he was young and he was just trying to fit in. And
well, that's the thing about it is Soulja. This right here is my swag. That's when Soulja Boy started becoming more street, and I feel like you pointed that out. Ari.
Nah, I think the song he became more street was Gucci Bandana.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Gucci Bandana. Gucci Bandana. That's what you said.
Yeah,
you're right. But at the same time, I feel like that's when he started embracing more of the street things, and it's like Soulja Boy, you'd already built a career on being someone that your parents could let people listen to without anyone getting too offended, and now you're
because he embraced it. It's like NBA players. NBA players want to be rappers, and rappers want to be NBA players or ballers. And with the rap community, if you're not quote unquote hood, you want to be a hood nigga, or you don't want to be a hood nigga, or you want to be like a Drake nigga who not a hood nigga. It's just a weird dynamic because he want the respect of the quote unquote streets. But like nigga, you were selling.
You don't think the streets respect Drake?
I mean, the streets respect Drake,
I
think the
difference
is that
not they respect
Drake,
Yo Gotti or fucking Jeezy. Like, he don't have
Jeezy
that.
is
he
truly
wanted,
respected.
Yeah, he wanted to be like Jeezy, and he wanted to be that nigga. But if you weren't that nigga from the beginning, you're not gonna be that guy now.
I mean, but what level of respect do you really care to have? Like, do you really want to
trying
have?
to garner?
I mean, to be honest, I'd rather have Drake's fortune than
that's
I'd
what I'm
like
saying.
To
Like,
Jeezy.
But he already had the money.
Well, no. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He already had the money.
He already had a pretty successful career on Degrassi, and then he took that and turned that into a rap.
Not even now. I'm talking about Soulja Boy. He had the money at that time.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Like, he
You're
had
right,
the money. He just wanted to be respected like those other rappers, the hood niggas, the quote unquote D4L type niggas. Because D4L and Soulja Boy was around the same time.
True.
But they had the quote unquote hood too, but he didn't. Like, they like Soulja Boy. He was just a little kid and they was laughing at him. But then he was like, okay, it's time for you to become a hood nigga. I'm from the streets. Like, nigga,
that don't work for everybody though. You see what happened to Bow Wow?
No, don't work. Well,
Yeah,
part of it is Bow Wow's always been an arrogant asshole. And at least with Soulja Boy, you could tell he was genuinely trying. Whereas Bow Wow was like, y'all just gonna give me my respect. It's like, we don't give respect.
Did he just
Respect
get beat
is
up by a
earned,
girl
little nigga.
recently?
Yeah, he got his ass beat by his girl, which at the same time.
No, was it
didn't
a
you
girl,
break up-
or was it like a tranny
she's-
or something?
She's 8 out of 10 on the bangable scale.
Really?
8 out of 10. Nah, she's pretty hot.
She put hands on her. I wanna
And she
see
black
it.
too.
I ain't
And
seen it.
she got her hair slicked back, kind of like a pimp named Slickback. So you could tell that she's the one who beat his ass. Like, she got the hair slicked back, like
I wanna
she
see
slicked
her.
it back just
I
so
ain't
that she
seen
could
her.
beat that nigga ass. I'll find a picture for you. I'll
how
find a
dare
picture
you
for
motherfuckers over here laughing about a man getting attacked by a woman? If it was
No,
the other
I
way
was laughing
around,
about it. I said that she looked like the type of predator.
if it was the other way around, he'll be a domestic
First
abuser
of all,
and he'll be over with.
Bro, first of all, this is Bow Wow. Why would you even fight a female?
It's not about
Why?
Bow Wow.
No,
It's
he
a
probably
general
didn't fight her. I
principle.
think
No, I'm saying period. Like, first of all, you being you, and then a person being a celebrity.
You're still a human, bro.
I mean,
Shit
you
happens.
are, but at the same time, you know for a fact that situations aren't going to be, especially since you're a celebrity, a black celebrity at that, the situation's not going to be in your favor. Look what happened with Chris Brown.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
Chris Brown was literally accused of rape. Everybody threw his name in the mud.
No, I'm talking
And
about the
then we
whole
turned
situation
around-
that happened with him and Rihanna. You
Well,
know,
I mean-
Rihanna threw punches and stuff first.
Well, no, that's something. Thank you. That's something that people do not acknowledge. Yes, he beat the shit out of her, but she threw punches as well.
The general narrative about quote unquote abuse is something we should address, but no one ever wants to have an honest conversation. And that's the
Well,
problem.
I feel like we have an honest conversation, but we have it on
We
a small
will.
scale like this.
Yeah.
Because even Boots, she goes into it on After that whole Chris Brown thing, I knew Rihanna was kind of one of them chicks.
like the way we look at
Love
domestic
Rihanna.
abuse is strange.
Love you, Rihanna.
Like they
We love
go,
you.
you should never hit a woman. No, you should never hit another person. Like,
Yeah, you should never hit another
So
person.
now you're gonna look at yourself. Well, you say woman, it makes me think weakness, but you also want me to respect you as an equal individual. So that whole conversation needs to be had on a national level, not no honest conversation. Even when we talk about toxic relationships, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Do you know people with toxic relationships?
Yep.
Most certainly.
Okay, so now when we think about abusive relationship, toxic relationship, there are two kinds that I think of the nigga that beats his bitch because she won't do what he tell him to do, and then the couple that fights back and forth. And which one do you think is more common?
Probably a couple that fights back and forth.
However, it's always looked at like it's always the dude just beating on the woman.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, and that conversation needs to be had too. If they're going back and forth, they're both at fault. Like they need to be in there. What you gonna do? Keep them apart?
That's why the system is always on the women's side. Because, let me tell you something, man. You can be arguing with your female, and then you can kick over a trash can, and she can call the police, and you go to jail for domestic violence.
True. I mean, but that's how
He
loose.
kicked over the trash can.
But that's how,
sir.
loose the domestic violence thing is. And part of it was, if you go back to when we were getting domestic violence regulations, it took so long that instead of going with the more reasonable domestic abuse legislation, they went with the draconian, hard as fuck shit because it took so much of a fight. And you can blame that solely on Republicans, which, I mean, they're pretty much at the root of every bad decision.
Family values.
Family values, Citizens United, corporations are people. I could go on.
I don't know. I think that even like now, I guarantee a woman, if she listens to this, is cringing. Just like, let's have an honest conversation about domestic abuse. For me, generally, I just see the toxic relationship when one person won't lead the other person. And if that's abuse, then both of them need to be seen in the same light. And that's unfair to the man. But it's like you said, when you go to court, you're a man, you're held to a higher standard.
Yeah,
it is
you're held to a higher standard. But that's why you conduct yourself better. That's why you conduct yourself with a better standard to begin with, because you should know if you're dating a whole bunch of hood chicks, eventually one of these bitches is gonna be like,
I'm saying, bitches, as she throw a punch at you, you need to get rid of her.
Exactly.
Which is why I said what I said about Bow Wow.
Yeah.
You know, or anybody else who isn't,
his situation is different.
Or I would say this, any situation.
He knew the reason they broke him in the first place is because they were doing exactly what you're saying. They were fighting back and forth. They were a toxic relationship. But he probably came to Atlanta because, Bow Wow be traveling all over the place trying to get people to listen to his music.
He still make music?
Huh?
He still make music?
Yeah.
I thought he retired.
No.
You ain't see the what's name recently with him and
Nigga, no.
No.
He said, nigga,
Bow Wow. Bow Wow.
No. But no, he tried
the
to
nigga who made Bounce with Me back in goddamn 1992.
Exactly.
Bow Wow.
Exactly.
Nigga who made Like Mike and nobody ever remember that goddamn movie?
He made Like Mike?
Yes.
Bow Wow.
I'm playing. I'm bullshit.
But no, you're right, Ari. That to a certain extent, he knew that she was toxic, but she probably was like, "Hey, why don't you come over?" They probably fucked, and then she was like, "Oh, you gonna stay with me?" And he was like, "Nah, I'm about to go hit the club." And she showed up at the club, and the rest is history. I pretty much guarantee that's gonna be the narrative that happened.
I'm gonna tell you,
the narrative's gonna be like he was attacking her, and then she.
Nah, if he's got a good lawyer, the lawyer's gonna be like, "Do you see any marks on her? Do you see any physical whatever? Do you see the lacerations on my client's face?" I mean, that should be easy case for him to beat. But at the same time, he's got to get a good attorney. Like, wow, you got the pockets for that?
You better go hit up Snoop.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
True, better hit up Snoop.
As men, the difference between men and rich men. You know what I'm saying? You have to, as a man, if you go and you sleep with a female in a hotel room, okay, it's all good. Everything was what it was. You pay for whatever you pay for, if that's what it was. Hey, but as a rich man,
where you should probably pay for it.
As a celebrity,
yeah, you should definitely pay for it.
You need to sign a waiver.
Yep.
You need to film it if you have to.
I feel like you need.
It depends on the women, because most of them get so starstruck. They don't have to be that conniving. I had a friend who was at the mall.
You never know, dog.
I had a friend who was at the mall, North Lake, and QC showed up there with
Offset.
And he said women were screaming to him, "I just want to fuck you," all this kind of shit. Like, generally, bro, most women, when they get starstruck, they're not thinking like that. Now, there are conniving, three-dimensional thinking women, but they're not going to approach them. They're going to have them approach him. And if he has to approach them, those are the ones you got to worry about.
True.
Yeah, because if you have to approach them and you're Offset, it might be intriguing, though, because it challenges everything.
Well, yeah, it challenges everything.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it is, after you've been famous enough, all this free pussy's not going to feel like it's the same.
They were literally screaming, "Come fuck me."
Well, they used to come by to this place where one of our friends used to work, and they would go to the jewelry shop, and they would literally shut down that part of the mall.
He's at North Lake.
Yeah, shout out to North Lake. They would shut it down, and literally they would have to like.
That's what he was doing. He was on security doing that. And I was just like, it's like these women were crazy. I'm just like.
But I mean, part of it is the reason they're saying that is because they're like, look, I just want you to be like, I will fuck because I'm gonna try my damnedest to get a piece of that pregnancy pot, and I feel like that's kind of the problem. Is it's different. Like if you have a relationship with somebody and things happen and y'all have a kid, that's one thing. But a lot of these women is fucking for freedom, and niggas do not see that.
That's $10,000 a month in child support.
Exactly. They're like, look, 3 stacks is 4 stacks. I can live off that.
At minimum 6, 7.
Exactly. Well, yeah, for Offset, yeah, it probably gonna be a minimum 10. You're right.
I would say 10. I ain't want to be a dick, but